Week 7 online schedule scenario presented by Brianna, Cassie, Jay, and Tony.
In this scenario, we have a web development team that is part of a mentoring department that has the job of developing and maintaining an online scheduler that supports over 100 employees. So the schedules for this department, they change constantly, and these schedules are updated by scheduling coordinators and are overseen by a team and area managers. So the development team, on occasion, they have to update and upgrade the code base. And so most recently, this involved integrating a Vue front end and a Laravel backend framework. Along with this included having to migrate and update the architecture of the database to fit that Laravel framework. So in this next slide, you'll see kind of the breakdown of, we have our dev, which is the 6-person team, our ops, which are the stakeholders, which include the team and area managers, the scheduling coordinators, and some upper management. The users are mainly the mentors in this department. They're the employees. And the project includes developing a scheduling app that generates weekly schedules, manages all the vacation requests, and manages the classes and the sessions of these mentors.
Feedback. The company would receive feedback from coordinators and managers. Since it is a small group, there isn't reason to include liaison because managers were in all the meetings and up to date on what was going on. There's no handoffs due to the company having a small team. The company also had weekly meetings about 2 to 3 times a week. It is also important to have the customer tester features on the web pages to make sure everything is working properly, such as colors, input boxes, font, text sizes, and etc.
The company needed to make the switch of the front end and back end languages and also switch databases. The company wanted to make the switch to be able to have extra features and to incorporate better security. To make such a big switch successfully requires using DevOps in a productive way. Operations and development teams needed to be able to work closely together and communicate clearly. Using a Kanban board was a big part of making work visible between groups. It's always tough to not multitask when so many things are happening at once. The natural instinct is to tackle a few things at a time. The company tried really hard not to multitask and limit work in process. It was necessary to break the work down into manageable batches. When switching coding languages, you just have to take one bite at a time, not eat the whole thing. Continuous integration was huge in taking small bites. The company used Git as its main trunk across developers. Developers could make frequent commits in their branches that connected to the trunk. By taking small bites, making frequent commits, the company was able to bit by bit integrate the new languages and database. Errors were found quickly as a result, and progress was successful.
So by using version control and the trunk programming previously mentioned, this helped ensure coordination and cooperation across the development department. Each developer had access to the most up-to-date code base and the features that were passed by automatic testing. And by using that trunk-based development and continuous integration and using a product-like environment, which was on demand, each of the developers were able to incorporate or minimize incorporating errors and bugs into that production code base. And so by using continuous testing, feedback, and also fixing and refactoring the code to help resolve the issues, this helped reduce the technical debt and helped ensure the customers received the full value and features that they expected.
Conway's Law was a reflection of the communication of the company is reflected also in the way that the code is set out. In Conway's Law, the company was able to use effective communication techniques to allow that all the individuals of the corporation were able to effectively communicate in order to overcome any small errors. When creating an online scheduler, our communication needs to be pristine as our code. We must create systems that will allow us to better convey important information throughout the workplace. Error management should be public information to allow quick access to solutions. In conclusion, in order for a company to work effectively in such a scenario, we need to be able to create a well-oiled machine, so to speak. Creating a cohesive, smooth moving environment is key. We must create a routine and system that allows us to quickly handle errors, making our work able to be seen by all employees and resolved quickly. Automated testing that will allow us to find problems so that we don't waste time manually doing it. And all in all, create good communication feedback systems to allow project information available to all.